Hello everyone, welcome to Canteen Cup. My name is Scott, and how is everybody today? Over here in Georgia, it is a hot and humid day, and we're still plugging along trying to get things done. Today, we finally managed to get some cover crop seed down on the property we cleared. We were finally at that point. Hallelujah. You don't know how good that feels. I got a lot of work in this field, and I'm grateful now that I can kind of sit back and watch it grow a little bit. Here's kind of what it looks like. You see some sand or sand-like material. That is sand. It's play sand. And what we did, because the seeds were so small, is we mixed it with sand, and it made it easier to spread it out properly. Now what's going to happen is it's supposed to rain within the next couple days, and we're just going to let it grow, and then, as you know, if we need to seed some more, we'll seed some more. We primarily put down clover with a little bit of comfrey, dill, and radish kind of mixed in here and there. And the reason why we chose those particular crops is because they are nitrogen fixers, and this soil needs nitrogen. And also too, they are, we'll call them burrowing plants. In other words, they burrow down into the soil and they'll help break up the compaction underneath here. And with the clover is a good mulch layer. In other words, I can cut it a couple times and just leave it there and let it mulch and help build up my soil. So that's currently our plan for today. And oh man, I'm just so relieved that this part is done and I can start thinking about doing some other things. For the last 3 or 4 months, I have been doing nothing but working this little bit of clearing, trying to get it ready. And now it's to a point where I can let it sit for a while. It feels really good. A project I did work on today that I'll show you is we worked on cleaning up the shed a little bit. And I quickly built, let me get inside here so you can see. I quickly built these shelves for my fuel storage. And it's made out of 2x12s, and the reason why I used 2x12s is because I had a bunch of them. They're just taking up space. So rather than go to, Home Depot or Lowe's and buy some more wood, I just used what I had, and it makes a very nice, strong, sturdy shelf. And now I've got more room in my shed for other things. Also too, some of the things we're working on is thinking about planting some other things. We are currently thinking about maybe planting some blueberry bushes, and the reason why we're going to do that is blueberries like an acidic soil, and the soil where I am right now is very acidic. In fact, it's probably the perfect pH for blueberries. And so right behind my house, right back here, where behind the dog run, so to speak, we have this cleared area, and we should be able to put 5 or so blueberry bushes in there and still have a lot of space in between them. I don't think we're going to need much more than that. And so we'll put these here, and they will get plenty of sun throughout the day, especially in the summer. And we can move to other things also too. My driveway needs a little more gravel. I've got about 20 tons in the front yard that I can now take my tractor and go ahead and start doing that. So now I can start working on other little things. Homesteading is kind of a never-ending thing. And I want to take a moment, and I've talked about this before, is I've done a lot of land clearing, and I have a tractor, a John Deere 3025, and I used it a lot, and it has been a godsend. We bought it earlier rather than later, and glad we bought it, that we spent the time and spent the money to get it. And I wanted to show you some of the modifications I've made to my tractor to help make it useful. Now I've got a 25 horse. Could I have gone to a bigger horsepower tractor? Yeah, but I would have spent more money, and then I would have to buy DEF fluid. With this, I don't have to buy DEF fluid. I can just buy off-road diesel. So that's a little bit there. Now I have used this tractor and used it well, and I'm probably when I was doing all that clearing out there, I was probably at the maximum capacities of this tractor, which tells me I bought just enough tractor, because probably from here on out I'm not going to use it as hard. But some of the things that I got from my tractor that have really helped me in clearing land and may help you. Now, one thing I want to say is with the John Deere, the front attachment is a quick disconnect. It comes with the tractor. You don't have to pay extra for it, and it allows you to change attachments on the front loader in about 2 or 3 minutes. I have 2 attachments for the front. I have a bucket and I have a set of forks, and I'll show you the forks. These are the forks I use, and they're really great for picking up all those logs in that pile that you have been watching. Were picked up using these forks. It does a real good job. I did have a welder burn 2 holes in the tips, and the reason why I did that is I can now use these forks as a lift. In other words, I can take a piece of chain, run it through there, attach it to wherever I want to lift, and boom, up she goes. And besides that, using the fork with pallets, I can tote things around the property. In other words, if I've got a lot of fertilizer, I can slip a pallet on these forks, and the width of the forks is adjustable. I can make them wider or more narrow. Right now they're kind of narrow, but they'll go almost out to the end of the green attachment part there. But I can slip a pallet on this. I can put everything I want to carry out to my field on this, and then carry it out with my tractor instead of using a wheelbarrow. So this has been a real great attachment. Next I have the bucket, and I have modified the bucket quite a bit. It does a good job. However, if you are digging like I was doing, just having that straight edge doesn't apply enough force, and so I added some bucket teeth, and I think I got this from, I think it's the Big Hitch Company, and it just bolts onto my if you look over here, you can see there's a hex head bolt there, and it just bolts on. But what those teeth do is they allow you to dig in the ground and pick up the ground and get more dirt. They have been really great. Also too, I've added some hooks on here, and those hooks will take 3/8 chain, and so I can now also pick up things. I can pick up things with this bucket as well as my forks. Like I said, the quick disconnect, all I do is I can pull that out and then tilt this. This falls away, then I slide it down. This is just a hook here, and it's on both sides. It comes out. Like I said, I can change my bucket to my forks in about 3 minutes, and it's great. That's pretty much it for the mods. Typically when I am doing clearing work, I have a box blade. I put the box blade on the back for weight, but you know, you can also get a what they call a ballast box, and so you can also use those. But I used that tractor to move all of those logs on there, and plus I used them to drag the trees when they were whole. That thing was pulling 60-foot trees with a little bit of trouble, but and that included the stump too, but it got it out. And so, like I said, today I can take it easy. I hope you all have an opportunity to visit my Patreon site. I'm starting that up. I am still going to post to YouTube, but I'm going to put other content on the Patreon site, and this will be really mainly homesteading stuff. So if you take a dare, check me out. I'm just starting out, but we're gonna put a little on there and see how that goes. I do worry about YouTube sometimes with their censorship, and so I have to be ready, just like a lot of others. We have to be ready to jump ship at a moment's notice. And while my content is typically not aggressive, or some things that YouTube doesn't like, however, that may change tomorrow. Not that I'm going to change, but they may decide that whatever I put out there they may not like, and you know how that goes. So visit my Patreon. I'm going to try and post something maybe today, but I'm going to go get something cold to drink. Y'all stay safe and stay secure.